In this lesson, we're going to talk about the various symbols that we use in our C# applications for performing arithmetic calculations. So these are not our usual symbols that we're used to seeing in algebra, and so they take a little remembering. For multiplication, we use the asterisk, right, the star. For division, we use the backslash. And then for addition, we use the plus. And for subtraction, we use the minus. We also have the percent sign, which allows us to use the remainder operator, also called the modulus, right? Gives us the remainder, right? And that's the percent sign. So when we're doing math with integers, especially when we're doing integer division, we have to be aware of something called truncation. And truncation takes place when we have integer division that results in a fraction. For example, let's say we have 7 divided by 4. Right? 7 divided by 4 is going to evaluate to 1 instead of having any leading decimals, because when we're working with integers, anything after the decimal place gets truncated off, does not get rounded. For example, if we had 17 divided by 5, we're only going to get 3. Any fractional part of integer division is truncated off and no rounding occurs. So let's look at an example in Visual Studio so we can see how each one of these expressions can be used. So I'm going to do some addition. And so I'm going to create a sum variable. Let's say I've got 7 plus 4. Or subtraction. So maybe 7 minus 4. Remember, we use the asterisk for multiplication. And then to get our remainder, we use our modulus operator. So our program is going to run through each one of these mathematical operations just using basic integers, and then it's going to print out the values that we have found. So to run the application, right, we click Start, and we can check our values. So the sum of 7 and 4, right, should be 11. There's our first value. Our difference of 7 and 4 should be 3, right? 7 minus 4 is 3. Our product, 7 times 4, is 28. Remember, I talked about the division, the truncation. So 7 divided by 4 gives us 1, whereas the modulus operation, 7 modulus 4, gives us 3, because that's what's in the remainder position. So you can use our mathematical operations with whole integers, also called static integers or literal integers when we just use literal numbers, or you can use them with variables. So we could have variables on either side of the operand in an equation. So this hopefully has been helpful if you're using integers for your mathematical operations.